This is the aftermath of an Islamic State IS attack last month on Afghanistan's Kabul University. Nearly 36 people, mostly students, died. The mass shooting was only one of dozens of attacks IS managed to pull off globally in 2020, in the months after President Donald Trump announced the territorial defeat of the extremist group.
The United States military, our coalition partners, and the Syrian Democratic Forces have liberated virtually all of the territory previously held by ISIS in Syria and Iraq. It should be formally announced sometime, probably next week, that we will have 100% of the caliphate.
Pockets of IS resistance remain in Syria and Iraq, where they continue to stage attacks. And in France, more attacks. A funeral at another university, the Sorbonne in Paris, was the venue to pay tribute to Samuel Paty, a schoolteacher decapitated in October by a radical Islamist after showing caricatures of the Prophet Muhammad to his class. France is one of few Western countries fighting terrorism in Africa, where observers say the loss of the caliphate has had little impact on the terror group's growing activities.
Overall, when we're looking at the trajectory of the Islamic State in Africa, it's pushing on an open door. There are opportunities for the group to continue to exploit the local conflicts that it has so embedded itself into. There is a lack of interest, frankly, in Western partners in getting embroiled in African conflicts.
President Trump campaigned on getting the country out of protracted conflicts overseas, which led him to reduce U.S. troop levels in Somalia, Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq. But in areas such as Iraq's northern oil-rich disputed territories, some experts warn that IS, also known as ISIS, is already exploiting the lack of trust between local residents and the Iraqi military and Shia militia groups deployed to protect them.
There is a basic unwillingness coupled with incompetence and corruption in the local Iraqi security and judicial apparatus that makes the survival and ongoing insurgency of ISIS in these areas possible.
When it comes to the jihadist threat, 2020 could be considered a good year for the US, since radical Islamists did not carry out any deadly attacks. But in Europe, jihadists have taken at least 9 lives, virtually the same number they killed in 2019. Namo Abdulla, VOA News, Washington.